Let us start our today's session. Today is the 5th of October and 2024. It is 6:10 p.m. in Abu Dhabi. It should be 7:40 p.m. in India. We shall start our WeAreOne group weekly session number 221. And topic of today is Paranormal Psychometry and Clairsentience. So we'll go and understand each and everything in detail. What is it? How it is? Exactly what it, how it is does and done, and we take it up further from there. The practical aspects and spiritual aspects and the energetic level understanding of all these topics. And as the subject says that it is called paranormal, means it is not all the things are through five senses. So whichever is through five senses, these are we consider as a normal, which can be tracked. Paranormal means which is beyond the five senses. It's metaphysical aspects. So that's what we will discuss today, and we'll understand how it is done and what it is, and accordingly we go by each and every aspects of this one. Okay, so let us start with the first thing is what is psychometry? I am not sure much of you have heard this, but just to understand that. Psychometry is ability to touch object and pick up information about someone or something from the physical touch. Means, like, suppose I am having one particular, say, object. Suppose this is the object. It belongs to someone. I don't know. Yeah. So this object, I can put it in my hand here like that. Whoever has been in the psychometric, that whoever has been have that ability, psychometric ability from this object, physical object. So they can touch it, they can feel it, and from this physical object, they can get the information about that person who has used it before. Okay, so who belong to this object? This any physical object, I mean. So like that. So this is that is the technique that is called psychometry. This has been used by many to. There are some psychometry. You can say the ability they can have that ability. It's a skill they have, and through touching that object, they can talk about that this person. Sometimes they used it for some lost person. So they suppose they find whichever is mostly used objects like the car keys and watches, wristwatches, and things which has got in the physical proximity of that person earlier. So that means they picked up some energy. Okay, I'll talk about that energy, how it is done later on. But let us explain what it is. Yeah. So these psychometry experts, they can touch those things, touch their objects, and do their own focus on it. From there, the vision comes. They can see what happened to that person. Or in fact, even there are some experts. If the person is lost, maybe that is reported to be missing, so they can from there they can tell whether that person is still alive or not. If alive, where they are, roughly which locality they can be found, and things like that. There are a lot of clues, and the area where they're currently in, they can get that kind of vision, and they can share that. So it is also. So they can, based on that, they found out many times those missing persons. Sometimes the police also department, they have used this kind of some experts, but of course these are not legally approved methods. It is just to gain more information about some person who is missing, or some person has been not traceable, so they can what happened to them, and if any clue they can get, they can search in that area, and that it will be just to help them with this kind of information. So this is psychometry. So from physical object to know about that the persons and their characteristic, their behavior, their current state, whereabouts, and all those kind of things. There any kind of information. There can be many information possible. Even their past also they can sometime comes. Or if there is any object, some like a area of some information, maybe they can first of all to identify the person, location of the person, or also maybe there is some of the things as known, unknown aspects of that person can be found out by the things that person has used, physical object used that before. Used means it should be enough time to get that kind of person vibration into that physical object. Also, I will touch upon it later on. So, suppose some object has been used by somebody who is no more, he already expired, maybe some years back. Still some information about that person can be obtained from this particular. It is, of course, it is not about the location, but the characteristics or something happened, what happened to that person, and or maybe suffering to some diseases or some events happened that nobody else knows, but through that time that maybe object was there, they can get some kind of information about that. So as in the beginning I said, it is a paranormal ability. It is not a metaphysical ability. It is not that directly related to through five senses or the logic. Okay, it is beyond that. Anyway, we'll go into little detail how it is done and other things. So next point is about, we often heard a test, something is called the psychometric test conducted by the job interviews and all. I'm sure many of you have either undergone or you have faced it or you come to know about it. So the question it is it that same test what we are discussing here, the psychometry and psychometric test? What is it? Psychometric test, most of us, we are familiar with. The psychometry is designed to measure the cognitive ability or personality or behavioral characteristic of a person or potential job candidate. After interview, they used to send for this kind of test to there are some specialized human resource companies or some sections are there. They can figure it out. They will give you a set of questions and you have to go through the questions. I will go a little bit of more. It is interesting to understand that what they do. This psychometric test is basically, we sometimes also, we call it aptitude test. So sometimes they can aptitude and your ability, decision making, all this kind of test has been done. So I was just downloading some of the things from the net and find out how it is done. So I found they from side they check the different type of abilities of that person who is undergoing test, like a numerical logic, the mechanical logic, or verbal reasoning, or it can be like an administrative decision making means power that person is having. So, and they have given several areas of the test normally being done. I personally also undergone many times, like any good company, you go for a higher positions, and higher means just like executive position or above, they go for this kind of test to understand, because this is not directly linked with your IQ, like academic. It is not directly linked to academic. It is your reasoning. Yeah. So what are the areas they check? So I'm just reading it from that, what I got from the net. One is they call the numerical reasoning. So numerical reasoning stress to demonstrate ability to deal with numbers quickly. They said that there are 3-4 numbers given in a series. You have to find out the next one. Those are the numerical reasoning, the interrelationship between the numbers. So this is very common in the tests. And then there are some verbal reasoning tests, understanding and comprehension skills, or maybe you have to, read a certain kind of paragraph or something, and then they will ask questions on that. And they said you have to true, false, cannot say, or some corollary or the inference you draw from that particular text. So that is also the test as a part of psychometric test. Then situational judgment. So the situational judgment test arises when the situation is encountered in the workplace or so anywhere in case of some work related to the site environment or related to the people or related to the weather situations, all these kind of issues that develop the scenario, the hypothetical scenario, and you are expected to give your judgment. They will ask some questions and you have to tell what decision you will take in that kind of scenarios. Yeah. So, and then that is a diagrammatic reasoning, like a figures. So like I earlier told about the numbers. So there are 4 or 5 numbers given. The next one, you have to find out the logic. That's same with the diagrams. So they will give few diagrams. The next diagram, the missing diagram, you have to guess based on the logic of this. So that is called diagrammatic reasoning. Then there is so abstract reasoning also there. So like there are 2 different set of things they're given and you have to find out what is the relation between them. Yeah. So that is abstract reasoning. So there can be some between some number and figure or some shape and the animal or whatever. You have to find out what is the reason, the connection between these two. So those are called abstract reasoning. Then also there's some logical reasoning. So logically, you have to say, logically conclude something. They say that it is a deductive, inductive, abstract or something, or you have to tell that there is no logic. We call it a random event. Okay, so they will give something, and you have to find out that whether there is any conclusion you can arrive through logic, or it can be like a counter logic things, like it is not followed the normal logic, but some other thing, or it is completely random. There is absolutely no logic in it. Yeah. So these are called logical reasoning. So, and then the analytical reasoning. So it is analytical reasoning normally is applied for the solution problems, like a logic to solve problems. So you give some issue and you have to analyze it, and then you have to give a reason, the clue to solve those kinds of issues. Then there is a cognitive ability. So cognitive ability tests are, like a general, like exhibit, solve issues logically, verbally, numerically, and there are logical questions. Your cognitive ability, or it is also, we can call it is like a response. How fast you can take certain things, a complex matter, but how you arrive at the conclusion, or at least you arrive at the approach to that issue, that is your cognitive ability. So your response will be very sluggish and slow. You'll think like, oh, no, let me think, like, this can happen, that can also happen, but this will happen. That means your cognitive ability is not sharp. Yeah? So you cannot, come to the point, quickly. Then the spatial reasoning, it's test how to think objects and both 2 and 3 dimensions, like something of the reasoning is behind the screen, or it's also called read between lines. Yeah. So there'll be something given there, but in between there is some meaning involved there. You have to find out that, which is not directly written or told. So those are the special kind of abilities to find out what message it wants to convey. So many a cases it happens that you need to convey to certain message, maybe even in a certain position, you cannot say everything open and loud. You have something that some hidden meaning need to be conveyed. So, and if you are reading that, you are the receiving of that. So that means you should get that, what they actually wanted to say. So that is that kind of reasoning. Those are also comes under the test. And like that, there are many other things like mechanical reasoning and, basic comprehension. Mechanical reasoning is like mechanical concepts, like whether you are clear with it, how a material object moves, or if there is some kind of gears or circles, and if it moves this way, whether it will move the other way and things like that. So the pulley chain and this kind of stuff, we also learned this kind of thing in the physics and basic comprehension. So whether you can compose something, you have been given some kind of facts, and then you have to write about it in few lines. So that is the basic comprehension. So I hope you get the idea. So these are the kind of areas it is tested in the psychometric tests. So why I read all those things from there, it is obviously clear. It has nothing to do with the paranormal psychometry, what I just explained in the beginning. Yeah. So the answer to that question is, it is absolutely different thing. Psychometric test done by the HR professionals for the candidates to check their ability, cognitive abilities, and their strength of the character or decision making or whatever it aptitude. So that is called psychometric test, and there are some of the areas I explained to you. There are a few set of questions they have to apply, and there is a particular time you have to finish it within 2 hours or something. Those are all checked, and based on that, they send the confidential report to the company is hiring you. And based on that analysis, they have some kind of conclusion. This is this kind of character, this kind of guy. And then they check whether this kind of characteristics fits with the job profile or they are, you are applying for. Particularly, this is needed for the managerial positions and above, where a lot of people, the company will depend upon your decision making. So it is not your physical work that you are being expected to do. This is your decision making based on which the company will, run or make profit or carry out its business. So decision is important, and for that, those are all the mental abilities are important. Other than your academic, records, of course. Yeah. So those are the things. Anyway, so I hope it is clear. So psychometry has nothing to do with the psychometric tests done by the HR professionals. So let us move on. What is the next? Psychometry abilities and clairsentience. Okay. Now let me. So I explain not just define you exactly what is psychometry. Psychometry is an effect of clairsentience. So I will tell what is the clairsentience. That we have normally when I conduct workshop, there is a slide on that. We have the psychic abilities. Okay, psychic abilities are paranormal. It is not like a logical conclusion and the study and you get it. It is an ability. Yeah. And psychic abilities are that mainly there are 4 types. Yeah? So there are many, but mainly 4. Most popular one is clairvoyance. We can see something, visualize something. Yeah. So this particular aspect is called clairvoyance. We can see something from the far away or things on the vision comes. Even all the meditational experiences, like someone get the vision on some, things, those are all clairvoyant abilities. Then clairaudience. So clairaudience is like a listening something. And there is something about that how you feel about it. You can feel about it, and then so this is there are clair means in the French it is called clear. The clairsentience, it is about the feeling. Like any one of them, they have certain. There is another one about the smell also. That's not that important. Let us keep that. So one is a vision or hear, or clairsentience is about the feeling. Yeah. So the people who develop psychic abilities, or maybe some of them having from birth. Yeah. The clair means clear vision. Like clear means higher vision, more clear. Not only through the physical eyes, they can have the more. Yeah? So that is what's more clear. So each one of anybody having psychic ability, they have to some extent everybody actually having to some extent all these abilities. Yeah, whether they practiced it or not, or whether they know about it or not, that's a different matter. Okay, then somebody may be having some ability, but they've never used it. That's quite possible. Yeah? So unless until some situation comes or some master comes, they guide them and, get it out of them, and then only they realize it and use it, and then it goes further from there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is all the aspects are, particularly one area will be stronger in normally, I'm saying from my experience. Normal area. So if somebody is having all the four, the psychic abilities, but maybe clairvoyant is the strongest out of all others. Yeah. Out of the hearing, smell, and the clairsentience is the knowingness. Yeah. So it is about its known. Let me read what is the actual, how they say that definition of clairsentience. Okay, clairsentience is one of the four clairs associated with psychic abilities or extrasensory perception. So clairscience is clear feeling or sensing. Okay, so it is all about feeling or sensing, that is clairsentient. Okay. Now, in this, the clear feeling or sensing, that is what I am saying, it's knowingness. You can feel that is happening. Earlier, few times I shared that, my interaction with the Babaji. Yeah. So when Babaji came in this golden body, so even now, when the communication happens with Babaji, it is, of course, it is not verbal communication. It is something. And Babaji has shown me 1008 roop, Shastra roop of Babaji. Yeah, that is quite some time, years back. Yeah, so 2015 or sometime. So some of them I have written in that time into the Facebook. Now I don't use the Facebook, but earlier that time, one of the days, the question and answer session, Babaji used to appear in one roop. And we have the communication, question answer, and those are there. Few of them are all there. Whatever Babaji permitted me to publish, I published it. So Babaji used to say it is from the divine net to internet. Okay, so that is how I used to write there. So whatever he permitted me to do, I have written there. So anyway, I'm talking something else now. So whenever Babaji appear in certain group, yeah, of course my eyes are closed, I'm in a meditative state, but I can feel Babaji's presence. I don't see it. It is not a clairvoyant thing. Neither I can hear Babaji's voice. It's not clairaudient thing. Yeah. Neither I can smell something. Sometimes I do, for some other reason. The presence of the master, you can have a different master with a different smell. Those are all the different abilities. Yeah, that's part of the psychic abilities. But my strongest one is clairsentient. I can feel Babaji's presence such a way. I can explain what roop he is coming, how he looks, whether he is wearing something, what color, and whether he has a beard or not, which age of the body he is, appearing, how far he is standing, and how it is telling me, which language is telling, what is telling. We're supposed to hear things, no? I don't hear anything, I feel. Just that from that feeling, I can describe everything, how he looks, what he told, even if there is some kind of music in the background, I can even feel that. Okay. I'm just saying, for example, obviously Babaji doesn't come with a band party to decorate his words. So forget about that. But what I'm saying, if there is any kind of sound, I can hear that. There are some birds chirping, by the way. There are some birds and other sounds that they are nightingales and things like that. I hear. I didn't hear that. I can feel that, and it's very clear. Yeah. So what I'm saying, you have to go beyond your normal understanding of the things, you can only see, or clairvoyance in hearing and smelling, and go out of this five senses domain. There is earlier one of the universal laws I also explained. Sometimes the lap over, you can use another sense to get that. In that, you have seen there was some video of Turiya. She can smell one card and tell the color of that. Some maybe the the green color round, circle is there. She can smell, but the eyes are closed, blindfolded, by smelling, tell. These are the example of synesthesia. Okay, like crossover thing. So what I am telling you now, it is in the psychic ability. If you go to the clairsentience, you can feel things. You can feel words. You can feel visions. You can even feel the smell without using this kind of, your own senses. So why I'm going into much detail of that? Because the psychometry, what we started with, our today's topic, it is one aspect of clairsentience. Like the feeling, you can get that kind of feeling, you can get that kind of knowingness. You are basically using your clairsentient ability for psychometry. Yeah. So whenever you take that object of that person and you just touch it, basically through that, it is only a means to connect with the energy of that person. And when you connect, your clairsentient ability get connected with the energy system of that person. And then that energetic connection, through that the knowingness comes. So physically that person may be hundreds of kilometers away, doesn't matter. Okay. And sometimes that person may not be living, but that energetic connection established. So the object which is used in this method, it is just a means for connection. That's all. When that connection is developed, then information flow, the energetic channels, which is not physical. So the knowingness comes, you get connected to it, and it is possible to do it. Then some people will come ask the question, is it that necessary? To me, it is not necessary. Okay. Even without the physical object, you can connect. Okay. But however, in this particular method, one of his or her used object is taken to set up the connection, and that is the method. It is one of the many methods possible. So that is what it is. But now I have given you that it is the clairsentient ability that makes the connection, and from that information flow comes. As I was explaining, that whatever Babaji used to tell me, I used to give the messages, question, answer, communication happening without hearing anything, without vision of anything. But I can exactly feel what he's saying, and whatever you will, doing everything and all those kind of things. Yeah. So those are your psychic abilities or clairsentient abilities. Yeah. So in this case, this is possible to establish this communication and all the information possible energetically. Okay. So that is what the thing is about, and this is how the psychometry works. Now, then let us go into something like, okay, clairsentience. Let me read few other things of, okay, psychic abilities are in, let me give you some of the, as we are on the topic, give you some kind of informations, or what I'm talking psychic abilities in the Vedic literature. So these are also known as siddhis. Okay, so you might have heard there are some siddhas. Siddhas means they are having psychic abilities. There are multiple level of siddhi. Yeah, siddhis means they are subtle powers that are in the metaphysical realm. So you can obtain those, yeah, through different methods. This is basically to connect with them by different methods. Even the Patanjali Yoga Sutra also mentioned many of the methods how to go into that realm. It is that like subtle bodies, or the vibration, thoughts, feelings, and the matter, spirit, light, and all these things, consciously or unconsciously. These are the methods where we get connected. So people who get this kind of powers, they basically access to the different levels of the energetic system. Like, we have the aura. Okay, I told that physical body has a multiple layers of aura. the energy body, emotional body, each and every have been aura. So if you want to get some information from the higher bodies, energetically you can connect that, particularly the knowledge body or causal body, cause of everything. So if you can connect to those kind of bodies of your own body, that's called Akashic record reading, all this, causal body reading. If you can connect yours or somebody else's, you can connect, those are your siddhis. Those are your psychic abilities, which is metaphysical. You cannot access there physically. You cannot even plug in and download. It's not possible. You have to connect to that energetic means. So we all have been given that instrument. Our physical body has been given that instrument, but we have to, use it and make it. We have to know how to use it, and that is different ways. That is the sadhana is all about. There are different ways to get into that. Whoever achieved that, these are called siddhas. Okay, that means they have obtained that kind of higher powers. Higher means beyond physical. That's what we call higher. Those are psychic abilities. I already told you about the psychic abilities are the clairvoyance and clairaudient and things like that. So, and this one we are discussing with clairsentience or the sensing or feeling. So this is there. So now let me give you some kind of research done by a psychiatrist, Dr. Judith Orloff. I don't know whether the spelling is correct or not, but anyway, so this I'm just downloaded and see that what it is said by them. She is a famous scientist, psychiatrist, specializes in working with intuitive intelligence in empaths. Okay. Who are empaths? One of the things are there. One of the points is that empath are those who can pick up others' energy. Like they can pick up somebody else's energy only by, they may not communicate, but presence of that, some other just by, or maybe closing their eyes, just connecting, they can collect the information about the person, how emotionally they are and things like that. So on that matter, so this is also one of the psychic ability. Okay, that is also part of the clairsentience, like a feeling. You can pick up feeling of others. So it is an ability. Yeah, so now she is explaining in psychiatrist method that what it is. Yeah. Is telling that it is a psychiatrist specialized in working with intuitive intelligence in empaths. Okay, she describes them as highly sensitive, finely tuned instruments when it comes to emotions. They feel everything, sometimes to an extreme, and are less apt to intellectualize feelings. Intuition is the filter through which they experience the world. Means the empaths, feeling is everything to them. Through feeling, they can capture everything into the world around them. Okay, because they can able to connect the feeling wise. I think somebody wants to join. Okay. So in that, so empathy is a beautiful trait, and if you have ever been described as a highly sensitive, intuitive, extremely compassionate or creative, you absolutely could be an empath experiencing clairsentience. Okay? The empaths who can feel others' feelings, pick up the energetic signals from others about their feelings, their emotional state. Physically, they may not be expressing anything. Okay? But they can feel that. Even they're not saying something, no other communication method. They can feel, they're called empaths. Yeah? So what she is telling, the psychiatric, done the research on psychiatry, she is telling that this is also a ability of clairsentience. Earlier I explained it to you, everybody has to some extent all these abilities. Only whichever the practice, whichever the polish that can get glowed up, that becomes more predominating. So, and some people may be having it without then some knowing it, what it is called and all those things. I'm saying, you will see most of the time, if some unknown person comes and you meet somebody, maybe, into airport or somewhere, you will have some feeling about that person without you personally don't know that person. Yeah. So, but the characteristic of the person, many things. Sometimes we say it is a body language, sometimes say it is facial expression, or the way they move and all. Okay, those are also the parameters, but actually whatever you are doing is you're picking up energetic cue from them. Yeah, clue. You are gathering information energetically, and that creates impression within you. And this is intuitive. What the doctor said, she said, it is an intuitive ability. Like through intuition, we get that, and more the people who do it maybe all the time, even that personally they are not intentionally doing it, but able to pick up the signals. They are the empaths. Okay, they can pick up signals, of anybody around them. Sometimes it is become like a problem for them because they get picking up somebody maybe, like a negative character and things like that. So they pick up their energy also, and they can, in turn, they get affected with their energy. Their energy get affected because of those people, because they're empaths. So also the empaths, they need to manage their own energy because it's easy to get impacted. All of us who are doing healing and all, we also know it. That's why our healing methods are not exchange of the energy. Like it is just the one way so that we don't pick up. The Reiki and other method, there is exchange. Like you take that negative energy, give back positive and things. They exchange. So whatever method we follow, it is not exchange. It is showering. Like showering with water, showering with the healing. This is one way. Yeah, it's not exchange. Energetically, it is not being picked up back or to purify and send it back. Nothing like that. All purity thing comes and then the flows through the master to the healing receiver. Yeah, and it's one way. Like taking bath. You don't recycle the bath you are taking with water. It goes after cleansing. It goes to its channel, the drain, and thing like that. Same here. So same thing we do, but those do other methods. They need cleansing themselves time to time. There are many events whether the Reiki healers and all themselves got into sick and things like that, and then some other method comes, bigger master comes. They need to clean, or they learn how to clean themselves so that they can get out of this kind of thing. They themselves don't get affected. So when the empaths, they do their work, not work, maybe, as I said, somebody may be unintentionally. They don't have any interest in getting people's, what they're thinking and what they're feeling and all those things. But they get it, because that is their ability, maybe from birth. So they need to learn how to protect themselves. I will come on to this, these things, the topic of protection also. It is needed because whether you do it automatically or professionally, or it is by hobby, or you just wanted to, are interested to pursue that, you need this, which is, let me see what is next point, or I will go directly into protection. Yeah, next field is the empath and turning into others' energy field. I just explained, and the psychic protection. Yeah, let me explain you that, why you need it. Yeah, as I just explained, that others' energy can affect you. Yeah, so your energy. So, and it is like walking in the rain. So if you walk in the rain, you will also get wet. So unless until you take proper protection, you can take an umbrella or raincoat, so that even though you are walking in the rain, but the water will not touch you. Because you are protected. Same here. So as you are picking up energy of others are various type of energy you cannot control. That all types of energies are there. Yeah. So if you are somebody having more higher on purified energy, then you will gain it. Like if there is a spiritual master, you will get that energy. When you will like a top up your energy level. But the just opposite thing happen. If there is somebody is having some kind of dark energy, or some kind of crooked person, or the criminals and this kind of thing, or the negative thinkers, so they can drain your energy. Sometimes you can see that after communicating with some people, you feel drained and you're tired and things like that. Why it happens? Because during the process, you drain your energy to this person. In some level, if that kind of thing is typical characteristic of that particular person, sometimes what happens is some people temporarily become upset or think they draw your energy. But normally the person is not. But there are some people who are like all the time, they are the energy suckers. They call energy vampires, okay, in the terminology of empaths. These are the most notorious things. So wherever they go, they will suck energy into that, and that is how they survive. Yeah. Some people, they know about it, and some people, even they themselves, they are energy vampires, they don't know they are. Okay. But wherever they go, they suck energy of the people. The people feel this. They don't, because it is not logical sense. That person may be smiling, talking nice thing, cracking jokes, nothing to be cautioned. There's no, flag is alerted that this person is dangerous. But energetically, you feel drained after that communication, conversation, or things like that. Or maybe you spend some time and watch a movie with that person and feel extremely drained after that movie. You had some few popcorn and cold drink maybe. But why you feel so much drained, you don't know. This is the reason. Yeah. So this is directly linked with the aura. So those who can read the aura, they can read that person, no matter how they are saying. So how they are acting, but their energy system, it cannot be hidden from spiritual masters and all. But and same thing that happens is if you are doing something which relates to something on the spiritual level. Suppose you are communicating with some deceased ones, like who will no longer in the physical body, but to communicate with somebody of that from other side. During the process, it is possible some of the earthbound soul, they come and get into it. So you get affected. Your communication will affected. The force their entry into your communication and these things, and then you get affected by their energy as well. Yeah. So those kind of dark energies, and also from all these aspects, why I'm saying that there are certain aspects there are varieties type of energies available, varieties types of characters available. So for us, we need to, just like as I mentioned, going out in the rain, you have to take some raincoat or umbrella. Similarly here, you have to take some kind of psychic protection. That is advisable for anybody doing this kind of interaction with others. Some people say, can you please, send healing to that particular person. So first, maybe you connect and then saying, but from our method, as I mentioned, there is one way. So we don't care what type of person that is. Yeah. But if there are some healing methods or, channeling method, there is energy exchange. You need to know what is the type of energy person and thing like that. And that is why also it is, without knowing, it is better not to. But unnecessarily don't connect yourself energetically with somebody. So first of all, you have to invoke protection. You have to just as a prayer, prayer like please protect. The Mataji's protection is also there. So that is also you can invoke before you do any of these kind of interactions. Or and for your own healing, when you channel your own healing. So if you are not sure about that method, like it is what you are using, so better you do that protection first. And to be safe side, don't channel your energy, to someone who is completely unknown. How it is possible? Suppose you find somebody met with an accident on the road. Don't channel energy to that person. You don't know. Who is there and what is that energy level, you get affected. Your energy will get affected if you do that. You just pray. Please take care of these things. Don't try to. Same here with any unknown people without reference. Don't unnecessarily try to channel energy unless until you are fully empowered, geared up with what to do in case of this kind of rebuff happens. Yeah. So those cases you may refer it to the masters, but you don't do it. That is my advice, because your energy is vulnerable. It can get affected by somebody else's this thing. Even it can go to, there are some even spiritual masters, they don't allow anybody to touch them, even touch their feet, and even come near them. I said, okay, namaste and go. So like that. I have seen that. Yeah? Some of the masters in somebody's house came for a satsang, high-level master. He does not allow anybody to touch him. If extremely somebody has to do it, only the big toe, like the thumbs of the feet, only the big toe they can touch. That's it. Not beyond that. So, and forget about other energy, method like a blessing or, touching things, or holy hug is out of question. So anyway, so what I'm saying is they're so careful, because if negative energies are truly affecting that your own energy as well. So, but you need to have your own impact to do that. Anyway, so now let me come to the discussion about how this psychometry is done. If you need to do it, how do you do it? Okay. First thing, just I explained, before you put your intention of doing that, suppose you take object and you wanted to get some kind of information about that. So get that object, know whatever data available about that person, who is the he or she and where and all this kind of thing. What is the purpose, etc. Put your intention, take it into this. First thing, before you take protection, and my advice would be you take permission. Like if I do it, I take permission from Babaji that please allow me to do that and invoke the loving protection of Mataji before I start this even. Yeah, because I don't know what kind of energy situation I'll be in, what is there, and all those kind of things. So first of the foremost, I have to take my own protection. Yeah. Own protection, and I take permission. I suggest you should also take permission from Babaji, because we are now guided, protected by Babaji. So everything we do, we must take. It is not mandatory, but it is my advice. I will do it basically for anything. Even while discussing any topic or arrangements or doing any satsang, I take Babaji's permission. Or if it is a spiritual camp or something, it definitely, without permission, nothing happens. Initiation of people into the Kriya and then guiding the thing comes from Babaji. Yeah? Everything. And whether they can include it into this group or not, also coming from Babaji. If somebody has what level, what guidance they need, comes from Babaji. If somebody gets to the level whether they get the spiritual name, coming from Babaji. What the further thing need to be activated into the people without even them knowing, yeah, all coming from Babaji. So what basically I mean to say, so I have no power whatsoever if I don't take permission. And so anything I do, I should get permission. And a lot of things, particularly the psychometry, I don't practice. I'm just telling you honestly, I don't practice it. Yeah. So I practice healing, but not, I practice this teaching and guidance, but not this psychometry of lost person or helping police to get the criminal arrested or something. But yes, one thing I do communicate with the people who passed away. Yeah, so I use this technique to do that. I have one point later on, I will tell you that, but this is how it is done. Suppose it is, so you need to do it. First you get the permission, then you get the protection, full psychic protection, so that energetically nobody can touch you, no matter what happens. Then just for your interest, because today is a topic, so this is object, take the object which is used by that person, and enough time, like it should be at least few weeks or months has been used by the person, so that energetic impressions are there. Yeah. Then you hold it in your hand, like that, whatever this object, and close your eyes and energetically connect with your things. First thing you have to do, you have to stop your thinking mind. If your mind is still chattering, nothing else will come. Yeah, you have to. I call it the cleansing your slate. Make the slate empty. Yeah? Then only something will come. So then you close your eyes and connect. Okay, connect means just intention that I am now connected with it. Yeah? So then some of the cases, suddenly things will start flashing in your mind automatically. Okay, that is called immediate download. It is possible, or it is possible, but it will happen to you or not, I'm not sure. Okay, suppose you closed your eyes, connected to it, waited for a few minutes, nothing came. Okay. In that case, you just again seek blessings of the masters, Babaji, and say, and put your intention into it. Please allow me to get connected into it. And then maybe immediately or slowly, something will start flowing. Means it will come as a thought form, thought reading form. Information will flash in your mind. It will start. You can record them. If you want, you can verbalize it and put it in audio record so that you later on you can recover it what has come to you. So, or you can journal it, like closing eyes, write few things if you can, closing your eyes, don't open unnecessarily and they disturb the thing. Verbal is better. You just record it. I understand you are saying this. I understand you are saying this, and just record your voice, yeah? So that you can get those kind of information recorded. Yeah? So then suppose still you are not getting it. Yeah, there is nothing coming. Even the connected to it is not coming. So what do? You send your energy into that object. Intention. Now I put my energy into it. So can make it live. Give it the energy to make it live. So put my energy into this object. So please speak to me. Please speak to me. Yeah. So because energetically you treat that as a live object. Okay. And send your energy so that maybe after getting your energy, it will start talking. Okay. Just I'm giving a metaphor, but then it may get it. So after you get that, if it is not clear, you can ask. It is not clear to me. Please, reveal that to me. What the information? You can ask, question, answer, because in the clairsentience, question answer is allowed. You can clarify unless it is fully clear. Okay, so clear, and then you record it. So maybe you will see that during the process, I'm saying you have taken the protection, but there's sometimes I'm just saying you hearing some voice or maybe feeling something which you're not comfortable. Okay, like suddenly you feel like a cold chill in your spine. I'm just saying some fear came. If that happens, don't suddenly stop it. Yeah? Because my God, run away. Don't do that. Yeah? Just say, understand that you are energetically sovereign. You are powerful. You just say, I'm feeling I'm uncomfortable. Please go away from me. Thank you. Please. Okay. Like when you are walking into a mall and there are a lot of crowds and you have to go to the other side, then you say, excuse me, may I? Like that. You just say, please, don't come and disturb me into this. So just say politely to get away, whatever the type of energy, no matter who is coming and, sometimes chattering and saying something and doing something, you understand it's a noise. It is not the thing you are looking for. So you can politely ask them to, just get off from these things. So these are all possible. So finally, you have some of the information you can get, and that you recorded, as I said, the voice recording or something. Then one final point, you must, this is always return this communication, that energy thing respectfully. That's what I said, don't get up and run away. You said, thank you very much for the communication. Please go back to the source as love and light. Okay, just respectfully return it. You don't know, you need not to know who communicated, how communicated. Maybe your own, the guiding angels are involved here and all. You don't know, it doesn't matter. So you just say, thank you very much. And I conclude this conversation today, and energy, in the psychometry, the session is completed, and thank you very much. And, please go back to source as a love and light. Okay. So this is what you do, and this is how you conclude your session of psychometry. Okay. So this is the process. This is how we do it. Okay, next, very common question I get that this is how to do it. Yeah. Another important point is this one also. This communication, it is not necessarily it is a person you have to connect with. You can also connect with anything which has got a soul. Yeah, like you can like a plants and trees. You can. Yeah. So there are ways to connect with the nature and communicate the elements of nature. You can communicate, same way you connect with a particular tree or plant and establish the communication. Yeah, clear your mind and establish energetically get the communication. If you can physically touch the plant, and it is better. You see sometimes you can go, and if there is a tree, you can hug the tree, it's trunk, you can hug it, and then you get into that energy, and then sit down in the meditating, and then you start communicating. So those are all possible. With the plant, there are communication possible. Not all the time you have to sitting there. Just get the connection. Physical touch will be better for initial starting the communication. Then the communication happen like this. In my case, communication with these plants and trees particularly, because trees having a history, they can talk to you about the history of that area, years together. So whenever there are two incidents I'll talk to you about that. One is happened in 2015. We visited Reverend Alex Orbito's. There is in the mountain, there is, we have done some hut. There is a hut, there is a place in the mountain top. It's called Pyramid of Light. So that is the area. And we stayed there a few days, and Reverend Alex Orbitos, and he has done a lot of things. So he baptized all of us, and many other process, 7 chakra. There are 7 stations where they are different. We do a lot of process meditation. So there is a well sort of thing when we all went into the water and get the baptized, because that is how it is. And from his hand, the blood of the Jesus came, and he put it into this water, and you all go and dip into the water. It was under a tree called Mother Tree. So after the process is over, so we are sitting there, and then that tree, the Mother Tree, started communicating with me. Yeah? The communication was something about that place, and that place is custodian is called White Lady. White Lady is some higher entity, like angel, and she was never born in the physical body. But she is a custodian of the area. So White Lady communicated with me through that. So what happens is, one of our the group members earlier, Alex Orbito, created one particular stone. Not created, sorry. He got it from, he visited some other dimension. In fact, he visited Ashurloka. Okay. So another thing, and he told about the story, and he brought one stone-like thing from there. Yeah? And then in that event, the Reverend Alex Orbito, this was in another place, like his original ashram, the Pyramid of Asia, that is Pyramid of Light in the Philippines. So then he gifted that particular stone to one of our, group member, Sister Dr. Alpadala, one stone. Now, that is about the event, but what happened was, in the tree, street started communicating with me, telling me how that stone to be used for healing. And whole detail, how exactly, I'm not telling you all these things right now here, but all the process, how that stone to be used for healing others. It's other dimensional stone, okay? But now Dr. Alpa Dalal got, not me, but then maybe, I don't know why that, tree chooses to, the White Lady chooses the tree to communicate to me, yeah? So below that only they do the baptist, that well, water well, we gone and dip into it and got baptized. Anyway, so when we are sitting meditating below the tree, after that process, then this knowledge has been given. how to use that stone for healing of people, for the help of the humanity. Yeah. This particular, it's amazing. Then I told to that Sister Alpa, Dr. Alpa Dalal, I explained it to her, this is the message I got and this is for you. It's up to you whether you use it and don't use it. Use it for healing and keep it with you or do, it's up to you. But this message I got, I have instructed to just to convey it to you. I'm just conveying it to you. Anyway, that is one. Another, the communication with the tree happened. All of you know, we visited this Babaji's cave, no? And then before the day Dunagiri temple, in the Dunagiri temple, there is a tree, big tree. Below that, Babaji used to sit and give his discourses in Babaji's time. Not this time. I went earlier, first time in November 2015. And I was just went there. I went to my Guruji, Dr. Premji Nirmal. With the group, I went for the first time in the Babaji's cave and this temple. Then I touched my feet, touched my forehead to the feet where the Babaji used to keep his feet, the stone. No? Now they covered it. You have to put it from outside, like they put some case sort of thing on the glass. But that time it was open. So you can put your forehead onto these two stones. Yeah? You can do that. So when I did that and meditating below the tree, the tree is still there. I visited there. Yeah? So the tree started giving me that information about what happened at the time when the Babaji used to sit. So who used to come there? What are the things used to happen there? Where Babaji used to sit? Where other people used to sit? Not only that, further connection, the tree has a root up to much below this mountain, below the ground level, and it touched some subsurface water network we call Antashalila Nadi, means rivers network. Into that, it gets connected into it. Through that, Babaji used to communicate with the different the master, different part of India. One of the places in Sundarban, also in the West Bengal, and the Ganga Sagar also, we found one place where one of my past life was there. Anyway, but this story, that what happened in that place, the tree was revealing. Yeah. So exactly whatever, even the some kind of the visions and things that what happened there and what Babaji used to sit there and who else were there and around that, how they used to ask questions to Babaji and things like that. Yeah. So all these things, the tree is telling me the history of that area. So, but basically my point is, it is possible to do this psychometry with any tree or plant. We need not to be this kind of famous plant or big trees. Yeah? Any plant, you can go and you can communicate. Only your intention should be there. I need to communicate with you. Okay. You can sit in your garden, backside of your home. If you have some garden or in the tub, you can have that communication. It is possible. You can communicate. You try that. Okay. Possible. But just let me share most funny thing. Most of the trees, what they will tell you, either they say, "Oh, give me more water." Means what is dry? Means we are not giving proper water. Or I'm saying small plants, which is in your garden or tub or something like that. And or some plant will tell you it's too much of water. You're giving everything comes and give too much, one jug of water. I don't need this much water. And this is too very common, what the plants and trees tell you. But anyway, it's like people. They can say anything. Not all of them will tell highly spiritual things. They just basic things like, give me water and too much water. Why you're putting too much water to me? That also they can say. Anyway, but it is possible to do that. Similar method we can use because there is many, they wanted to communicate with the loved ones who are no more. It is possible using this same method, the psychometry, to communicate with them. It is an energetic connection. If you have something which they have used, it will help them. If you just do it in front of it, or if you just put it in front of you, any object they used, maybe it's their favorite book, or something that their wristwatch, or for the ladies, some jewelry they used it long time, their earrings and things like that. if you can do that, start touching and then you start communicating, praying, then they can appear, they can communicate with you similar way, that energetic through thought reading, that communication is possible. Yeah. So that's how you can connect with them and use this method, the psychometry of any object they have used. Through that, you can have this kind of connection and this communication start. Maybe some of the time, the many, I have done it many times, but their normally their messages, because when they cross over, they go to the side with this, in the realm of love, so all the nitty-gritties of the practical lives here, they are much beyond that. Yeah. So they are not interested in going into all the nitty-gritties at the time when they're alive and things like that. But normally they send blessings and their love for the people, and that is normally I get when connecting with them. You tell my relatives, tell my children I'm fine, so don't worry about me, I'm good. I bless them and I wish them, and my prayer, tell them I'm okay, and my prayers, my love with them, things like that. Very, very simple and good wishes normally comes. That is normally whatever my experience I have seen. And intentionally, I don't drag on too much into the further detail and all. It is not necessary that you have to have some roundtable conference of sitting different relatives and discussing something. It is. I feel it is more like that your interest to get more knowledge about them rather than actually it's like a healthy conversation. If you have some point, you can ask, that is, and that can be conveyed. Make it brief and to the point, and that's it. Yeah. No need to drag on too many things or try to accuse them, or then why you didn't do this and why you put me into this problem. And don't bring all these points. Yeah? Because at the soul level, we are all equal. And actually, the truth is that when we sleep every night, our soul, astral body leaves our physical body and meet with all the whoever has been already, they're no longer in the physical body, they can go in our own soul every night. It's not something, only your physical body or your mind, the physical mind doesn't know it. That's all. Mind in the physical body doesn't know it. There is no memory. But you go every time and meet, it's not a new thing for them to, that they will be interested to get the opportunity when you will do and ask you psychometry to communicate with them. They communicate when you sleep. Your things will go there and they'll comment. Go there, roam around here, see waterfalls and have a cup of tea and discuss and come back. It's all possible. So it is not, why I'm saying that, because you see so many years I'm trying to communicate, and now I get an opportunity and they just come, I'm good, I'm fine, and go, and that's it. How selfish they are. They are not. You are. You already, your soul has communicated every day. Means if you have a loving connection every day, every time you go and meet them there, every night when your soul leaves the body. And before you wake up, it comes back. So it is not a new thing for them. So they have to be looking for this opportunity to come. Yeah. So that's why I said it is normally it is your own interest in the physical body and mind, and you wanted to know more about it, and or you want to satisfy something about your own inquisitiveness. So that is why normally it doesn't drag on too much. So, and I also, my advice will be, don't try to unnecessarily try to do that very often, and unless until it is necessary for you to do that. Sometimes I do it for the healing. Yeah, so healing of the person. Many times, I think in my case, 80% of the time I contacted them for healing of their, somebody of their relative. I contacted them as their advice. Hey, so and so, your child is sick and having this problem. So can you advise something what will be best for them, and him or her, and thing like that? And they guided, So that is 80% of the cases. Not out of interest and inquisitiveness, I wanted to have some talk because it is something I wanted to, experience and all. So that become a little foolish. Yeah. So like somebody is poking like, It is like in the physical level, somebody is calling you every day, how are you, what you have eaten today, how do you, this is nonsense, wasting time. So this kind of thing, no, it will irritate you. That other person maybe like to talk to you, but this kind of thing, if there is no purpose, what is the point? It becomes irritating thing. That's what my advice is: minimize this as much as possible. If it is necessary, we'll do it. That's okay. All right. So this is about it. And what is the next point? Energy cleansing by using crystals. Okay. Now let me just, for your information, I don't practice it, but I'm just telling it that all we discussed about that, like return the thing, or there is a chance of some negative attack can happen, and all those things and all this thing. To me, that simple prayer, ki thank you, Babaji and Mataji's protection shield was there. So I don't face any need for this, but it is, as we are in the topic, let me inform you. Whoever is practicing psychometry, after one session, when they have communicated with particularly somebody from other side, and or maybe the lost thing cases and things like that. You don't know whether the person is still alive or not, and there, as I mentioned, there is a defined kind of energy that can come and that can affect you. So there will be possibility of any effect. I don't have any issue. I know nothing will happen to me. Okay, I'm sure, absolutely. So I don't need it, but it is my duty to tell you the methods what maybe somebody else has recommended, and if you think that it is appropriate, you can also use it. That is, there is a process of cleansing in your energy after a session. Yeah, after this session, maybe you picked up something you don't know. So there are crystals available. So using the crystal, you can cleanse that energy back to the normal, like your own, the earlier one. And there are different crystals available for this some purposes. So there is one crystal called black tourmaline, tourmaline. I hope I'm spelling it correct. But anyway, black tourmaline is a black color crystal. Yeah, you can you can wear it, while doing all those things, or make it a locket, or keep it in front of it, or after the session, you put it again into the hand. Suppose this, you take in the hand and touch that crystal and say, just clean my aura, clean my things, anything negative, anything things under flora. And that the stone has the vibration, to cleanse your energy system back to the normal. So that is called energetic cleansing using crystals. Crystals are meant for the different purposes, and those are heavily used. So it can do that, and that can actually cleanse your, your system, your aura. For me, I don't need. I never used it for my cleansing. My cleansing is Babaji. I prayed to Babaji. All gone. So even these places like, if some negative energy, somebody did black magic to me, etc., nothing, all this energy shield, etc., happens. We did this, invoke the energy to clean black magic of affected people also. We did it in Pondicherry. Across fire ceremony, we did it, or if there is any. So those can be, cleansed and things like that. So those are kind of things can happen. So this is those we have other processes. We don't use crystal. But what I am saying is that it is possible to cleanse after the session. You can use the crystal to cleanse your aura and cleanse your system. So those are all possible. Yeah. Now the last point is about understanding universe through its vibrations. So this is the understanding about ultimately, what is this all about? This metaphysical and thing like that, the connection between the tree and this, the people are no more, and some object connecting to the people. What is this all about? Okay. Initially, we understand this is about your, this is your psychic ability, but how the psychic ability operates on? Answer is very simple. This whole universe is vibrations. It's all about the vibration, all about the energy. Wherever there is energy, there is a vibration. all these things we are talking about, the connections and these and connect with it and all these things. Basically, we are matching the frequency of that particular thing, or particular domain, particular realm. And with that, it opens up like a tuning in FM radio. So you tune into a particular frequency so that the channel, that station has been tuned in and you listen to the songs. Same here. You basically, all the process, whatever I explained about the psychometry, is just basically tuning in to the energy field. And that energy field has the vibration. Those are the messages. Those are the communication comes. You pick them up, process it, and make it into meaningful information. So it is there everywhere. All parts of the universe is some form of energy or universe. We call it physical or metaphysical or this and that, normal, paranormal. All are basically the domain of the vibrations. So I think there was some saying that if you understand universe, understand the energy and vibrations. That's so true. Yeah. If you understand the dynamics of that, you understand how everything happening in the universe in that way. Ultimately, it end up with energy and vibrations. Yeah. So all the technique, whatever I have told you, it is basically tuning in. How I can talk to a tree? Okay, it sounds ridiculous. No? If it is not in this forum, if somebody else talks about it, say, "Hey, pagal hai kya?" But I'm telling you how it is done, because the tree has its own vibration. That it is alive, yeah? And it creates communication. Means it's different wavelengths is passing with the time. Yeah. So you have only expand your receptive instrument and capture them. So that we call it a psychic ability, because you are no longer limited to your 5 senses. You have expanded it. Vibration can go both sides, frequency-wise, infinite. There is no limit of how much high it can go, no limit of how much low it can go. It can never be zero. It is 1 upon 10, 1 upon 100, 1 upon 1000, 1 upon 0.00001, 0.00001, but still not zero, but keep lowering the vibration, the frequency I'm talking. All possible. So your ability means you expanded that bandwidth so that any level of that vibration you'll be able to catch and process it to the meaningful information, what you're really looking for. That is how this kind of communication, the clairsentience and these things are possible. And it is, as I mentioned in the beginning, it is your skill, it is your interpretational ability that makes you whether you are successful or not. Like some people say it is not science, because a lot of people, they done mistakes and, they could not locate that person. True. Why it is true? Because it depends upon the person who is interpreting it. Same like astrology, maybe the planetary position tells something. This is science. Yeah. But the person, the astrologer who interpreted it, if he has not taken all the parameters into account, their prediction will be wrong. That doesn't mean astrology is wrong. Same here. The method I explained it to you. Now that energetic signatures or signals, what you are receiving it, different people will interpret it in different way. So some of them will be correct, some of them is not correct. That doesn't mean that the technique doesn't exist. Yeah? So you need practice and you need to have that skill to fine tune it. Then when you become accurate, you become a master. That means you don't do some silly mistakes. You know the subject, you have a command on it, and then you can interpret it more meaningful way. And most of the things will be, then you will understand the truth. It's all about in search of the truth. So you will get to know the truth, what it is. And that is how this whole psychometry is all about. So with this, I'll conclude today's session on paranormal psychometry and clairsentience. So if there is any question, you are welcome to ask me.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Hari Om.
Guruji, which body of ours gets connected when we do when we have the psychic ability? It is beyond. We have 7 body system. So
Okay.
if we are going beyond the physical body is
Yeah.
not involved.
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
Which body is involved in this psychic ability?
Yeah. It is your knowledge body, fourth body.
Okay. Fourth body.
Okay. Well, all knowledges are connected with the fourth body. Suppose somebody has been already expired, so we need to communicate. Then we go to our fourth body, connect to that person's fourth body. They only lost first two. Physical body, energy body is not there.
Correct.
But the emotional body, knowledge body, causal body, and spiritual body and nirvanic body are there. That is the soul. So we have to, during meditation and all, we have to go to our fourth body and then connect to their fourth body. Means you can give a ring. Yeah. You can calling them. I wanted to talk to you. So their fourth body responds. So when they respond, then your communication channel opens. So then the communication happens and then you bring it down to your mind so that comes as a thought. Okay, thought reading. So that is how it is being communicated. So it is, but to answer your question, it is a fourth body, knowledge body.
Knowledge. Thank you, Guru.
Okay, all right. Okay. Shraddhanjali, go ahead.
Yeah, Guruji, you can hear me now.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, in the beginning, my mic was not working.
Yeah.
So my question is, just like we can communicate to a thing which belongs to somebody else and know about that person, it works other way around also. If somebody gets our things, they will also be able to communicate. So my question is, suppose like for example, we always like our old clothes and things, we give it away and we don't know who is using it. If somebody negative uses our things, will it also affect our energy level, or is it something we can do anything about it? I don't know if it is related to this topic, but
yeah, no, it's a very good question. So see, what happens is your intention that matters. Without your permission, actually the soul level permission, nobody can access your data. Even the masters cannot access your data if you are not permitting at soul level. So to answer your question, your soul knows it. Okay. So nobody can hack your information without permission of your soul. Okay. So it is not possible to do it that way. Okay. But the thing is, but what you can do. So when you are donating something, so energetically you have to disconnect that. Your energy will be connected to that only thing if you donate it not wholeheartedly. Means what I mean to say, so suppose you don't want to give, but somehow you have to give it. So some of your what is called impressions, pravritti, like were there. Through that they can connect. If you have any remaining thing, through that it is possible somebody to connect. Okay. So, but that's why it is better you protect yourself. You don't know where it is going, who is using, and all. You don't know how much wholeheartedly have not given. You think I would have wear this dress for some more time, but I have to give it because of something. I have to clean my house and change my house. I have to discard many things. So you didn't give in wholeheartedly, but somebody reached it, and through that they can connect. Possible. Okay. So don't go into that area. Take your protection. Okay. You just, while sitting in the meditation, you just invoke that energy, cleansing energy, Mataji's energy, or you say ki any known unknown, any negative impact, kindly protect me from that. When you say any known unknown, all these things will be covered. You don't know, but divine knows. So leave it to the divine to take care of that. But you have to ask for it. Okay, cleanse anything or energetically disconnect me from all these things. Okay, so that is the one. Or if you just, I mentioned earlier about there are a few crystals available, you can wear it and keep it in your home. So that will not allow any kind of energy. Even if they come, they will be clean that. Or also normally as I mentioned, I don't use crystals, but I use another technique called violet flame cleansing.
Yeah.
I did you many times. Time to time you clean your home, clean the space where you live, where you work with violet flame. So these kind of interactions will not happen.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you. Okay. Endranilda.
Razip, good evening.
Good evening.
This transmission of energy to through an object. Now, is there any ideal object? I mean, at one time you had spoken about water being a very good transmitter. So, is there any ideal object to transmit the energy?
No, you mean the psychometric point of view means somebody use some object that you have to take, not water. Some physical object like a key or some watch or maybe cloth, handkerchief, thing like that.
Somebody use the object.
Yeah, at least for a few months. Then their impression will go to the object, and through that you can connect.
All right. Okay, but deviating a bit, at one point you had mentioned about water being a very good transmitter. Now, how does that work?
No, that is completely different thing. I will explain you what was that. Okay. That is about some energy, healing energy in particular. You wanted to send it each and every cell of your body.
Okay.
For healing. What we do, suppose we take this water and dip it into, say, sunlight.
Okay.
Yeah. So any celestial body, they can purify this water. It will go, that energy of that sun will go into the water.
Okay.
There are also colored thing also. If the glass has certain color, only that light will go. Suppose green glass, only green color light will go. Or orange color glass bottle, then orange will go. That is for the therapeutic purposes. Means we need certain color for healing certain things. But anyway, so that color glass, you put it into the sunlight, that water will be charged with that color light. Or scientifically saying, it will be charged with that wavelength of the electromagnetic wave. So the molecule wise, the water molecule will be arranged in a certain fashion. Once you expose them, say 1 hour, 2 hour, maximum 4 hours is good enough. That water is charged now. Okay.
Okay.
Then you bring it in and drink it as your like a medicine.
Okay.
You can keep it in the fridge also. It can few days it will start, you will still be there. So if you drink it, what will happen through your system, bloodstream, when the water is there, it will go to every cell of your body. So that will make the healing. That energy you are getting into your body, and that is a way of healing.
Okay.
Healing with charged water.
Okay.
So it is this way, not that your energy is going out there.
Okay. So you cannot transmit your energy through the water.
No, you can.
You can.
But if you have to give that energy, like all the masters, they give the energy into the water and give it to. So you get master's energy into that water.
Okay.
It's possible. Okay, but normally when you do it alone, you do it other way around.
Right.
You get the healing energy get into your body. But anything, if suppose I'm just saying opposite one, if you do, your energy will go to somebody. That is also there. Yeah.
Correct.
But basically that all the masters, they can bless some water, and then that water can be used as a medicine.
Okay.
That is possible. So there are different techniques. Even if the master is drinking a tea, I have heard many masters, even our Guruma, Bharti Nirmal. She also get that thing from the master, I think Ranjit Maharaj. Just drink one sip of tea and give the rest of the thing to drink. Yeah? All the vibration goes there. And that works.
Okay.
Just one sip, the master has taken, and whole tea has been charged. And if you drink that tea, it will go there in the master's level. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so these are all so-called prasad. You can. So basic idea is that it is programmed into the energy or vibration of the master or deity. Then you take it. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Rishi, go ahead.
Yes, Guruji, thank you again for a very beautiful session. My question to you is, you spoke about the part where people pick up energies from energy vampires. And you spoke that we need to like protect ourselves, and in our day-to-day life we say, for example, we go and interact with people from our office or some friends sometimes. So how frequently should we be invoking protection, and should we be doing it before or after interactions?
No, this is also a good question. Protection shield you need whenever there is a chance of getting this interaction, but you don't know the energy of that other person. It's better to invoke the shield before. That's why in the shield I normally recommend is Mataji's energy shield. Yeah? There are many shields possible. There are white light shield and angelic shields. Many shields are there, but we use Mataji shield. So before that, before you expose yourself, because you don't know who will come, when, and how they will interact. So better to put the shield. If no one is, no one comes with a negative energy, it's fine. So you have to do it before. That is about the protection. Okay. But what you are talking that before or after, so protection shield is always before. But sometimes, suppose you forget to invoke the protection shield, you already expose yourself. Then protection shield will no longer be valid. What do you do in protecting that? It's already happened. No? Then you do cleansing, energy cleansing. Energy cleansing also, there are different methods. That is, normally I recommend some salt water bath and things like that. Yeah. Based on what type of contamination happened, there are methods to cleanse the energy. Okay. So this is about what do you do after that. But in general, I have a tips. Okay. If your energy is high, vibration is high, no Tom, Dick and Harry can affect you. So fundamentally, inherently, if you practice, stomach breathing and keep your vibration high daily, nobody even can do anything. I told my story. People even do some black magic also. Maximum I have some kind of stomach upset and that's it. Okay. But very rarely, sometimes I like a trip and fall down. That's all. Not get hurt, just fallen down and get up. A few cases time it's up. Maximum, that is. From the other side, they have done black magic to kill me, maybe. Okay. Because when we do this kind of healing, a lot of people's their own interest, they don't never come into the forefront, but their interest get damaged. They want to harm others. And particularly if they know somebody is helping them, they wanted to do that also. Yeah. So anyway, but don't worry about that. So you take protection shield, no matter it is needed or not needed. But it's a prayer. Do the prayer before you go out from home. You do it, and after you come back, you return it. So that you get protected of all these situations which may or may not come. Or if you happen to be sometime you are exposed but not without protection, do the cleansing. There are water cleansing, fire cleansing, and all those things. So that method are based on the requirement, I can suggest what needed. But there are methods. You can cleanse yourself after it happened.
Okay. So in that case, like if something like that has happened and I need to cleanse, I can reach out. I mean, I can write it to you and
yes, yeah. I need to know what level it has got. Okay.
Okay, good.
Sometime maybe I say just ignore it. Just continue your sadhana. It will not affect you. That is also possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Shonali, go ahead.
Guruji Pranam. I just want to know, you told before that our soul doesn't live in our body. Then what lives in the night, Guruji?
Connection. Okay. The connection, it got disconnected from your physical body and it travels to your own area.
Oh,
Only the connection goes, not they actually come out of your body.
oh, that is what I was thinking. What
Yeah,
comes out from my body?
Yeah,
Okay.
the connection. Because they no longer need that. In awake aware state, it has to be connected all the time. No? Your higher bodies, like I'm talking about third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, the package
Yeah.
we call so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need not to get connected with the first and second anymore. No, they can move around without the connection. So they are more free. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. All right. Okay, Vani, go ahead.
Guruji, I have a quick question regarding crystals you said about.
Yeah.
So, do we believe in, like, people say, oh, you need to wear this, you will be lucky, something like that?
Yeah. See, let me tell you the logic. Then you decide on your own whether you need it or not. Yeah. There are the different objects like crystal. They have a power to absorb certain vibration or emit certain vibration. Okay. So they have that capacity. Some of the crystals, it is available in the nature. They have that. Now, maybe in your system, you have a particular deficiency in a particular vibration. And they all who studied that stones and other things, they can recommend you, if you take this particular, wear this stone, say maybe as a ring, then what will happen? Any light passes through that. If you see that those rings, the backside is not closed. You will see, if some astrologer or somebody given that kind of stone to wear, ring particularly, the bottom side is open. It's not closed. It's not like a bowl or something. It's a ring, but bottom is like a lens. So light comes, passes through that quartz or that particular thing, and that vibration goes into your hand. Okay. So this way it can make up the missing vibrations, because vibration is a full range. No? All of us, we are characteristics. We have a certain strong area, certain weak area. That's how what we are. Yeah? So if that stone can attract that particular vibration and through that ring it pass it on to your body, then maybe your life will change, because whatever missing, that vibration, you are getting it, compensated it. So that is possible. Now the question is that whether any stone will do, no. Or any recommendation you need to follow, that is also no. Earlier I told that these kinds of heavily dependent upon the person who is interpreting it. Yeah. It depends upon the quality of that person who is recommending. If he's he or she understand its subject very well, studied all the vibrations, studied your, whatever planetary positions and understand exactly that is missing and then recommending something, then it will work. But any Tom, Dick and Harry, maybe there are a lot of, companies, they just sell in the name of doing something and giving those things may not work. So as a subject, whether it can change your life or not, I explain how, but all of them will work? No. Because if there is a little bit, miscalculation, they may give a wrong, stone or something wrong. Sometimes it may be harmful also. It is not a good idea to go for like buying something written in the, what is called Amazon, and say this will help you. This stone will attract you wealth. You order 5 numbers and give all your family members. That will not work. Okay. Whether you need it or not, because it is not about vibration of that element. Your vibration also need to match. Otherwise, it will be mismatch. Okay. So this only whoever has a specialist into the area, they can guide you and they can recommend you. Okay. But the answer is yes, it is possible, but everything will work? No. Be careful.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you. Chaitali.
Yeah, Pranam Guruji. Guruji, my question is, nowadays I can feel when people give me negative energy. Why is that? Because my vibration is low. That's why I understand who are giving me negative energies.
Yeah, because you become more sensitive to energy. whenever we do like spiritual practices, our own energy gets cleaner and cleaner. Like let us take an example, like a water in a pond. Earlier maybe it was muddy. Now, because of we have done some kind of practices, then water become transparent and still. There is no turbulence and there is not a mud also in the water. So it is transparent and still. There what will happen, even a small stone comes into this water, it will be easily seen. And exactly that is happening with you. This kind of people were there earlier also. But your own system was so muddy, so turbulent, that even if they comes, you cannot distinguish them. But through spiritual practices, you calm down this level. Like settling all the darts. Like muddy water become crystal water. All the turbulences, waves and things like that become stabilized, become still. Then the transparency reveals on its own. So everything is clear. And this kind of condition, we call it, you become sensitive. Like your sensitivity level has gone up. Means whatever, even the minor thing, you will be able to see. Earlier, big things was missing. But now a minor thing you can see because your system got cleaner and much transparent. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you. Okay. So I think there are no further questions. So let us conclude our session today. So we'll chant Shanti Part, Om chanting Shanti Part, then we'll conclude our session. Okay. Om.